Many of us land in retirement feeling lost, alone, and scared. And you might not even know what to do first.
And why try retirement alone when you can build a team and make it easier and more successful?
And it all begins with someone taking charge, and that person is not you, it's them.
You.
That person is you, even though you are in charge. The role we want to talk about today is the CEO of your retirement life.
The CEO, not the Chief Executive Officer role, but really the Chief Experience Officer.
That's Jody's made-up title, and she's so good at it. I love that you use that. But you definitely need to take control of your retirement and be the Chief Experience Officer, constantly adding in new experiences to make your retirement better.
And we really are co-CEOs, and that works well for us.
Most times.
But let's talk about how we build our team and what they all do to enhance our lives.
Well, the first part of the team, which you hit on in the first person, was you and me together.
Right.
And that's the co-CEOs. And, a couple things that we have to make sure, and we're not always there, but really want to be on the same page, right?
Yep.
And also...
And that doesn't always happen.
No.
And it doesn't always happen easy.
No, but also divide and conquer. Right? So what else are some of the things? We very open about our finances. You know everything. I know everything. God forbid something happens to one of us. We know exactly who to call and what to do. There's no surprises.
We also spend time sharing our struggles, right? Leaning on your co-CEO as well as your dreams. And, it makes it work well for us because of communication.
Yeah.
And the work that we put into that, and the work that we suggest you put into communication with your significant other.
And patience. For me, it takes patience.
For me, it takes patience.
No, for me, it takes patience. For you,
right.
It takes flexibility.
For me, it definitely takes flexibility.
Yeah, so when I have patience and Jody has flexibility, everything is running like a Swiss watch.
All right, let's get serious. Let's talk a little bit about the financial team that we recommend you put together. We don't do anything around financials, but we recommend you have your accountant, your financial planner, and your estate lawyer.
Right, and the accountant is important. And you probably all have an accountant, I guess, unless you do your taxes alone. But for us, it's a great resource. We've had the same accountant for 30 years, so he knows everything that he needs to know about us. And he helps us with some tax planning if we want to make some changes. He helps us set up college funds for the grandkids.
And then the next person would be the financial planner. And this person really helps you take the emotion out of both your investments and your finances.
Yeah, because the market, like as we're filming this, the market is really in flux this year. And, wanting to take the money out and put it in cash and put it back in, we don't worry about that. That's their job. So he just manages our expectations. He helps us planning withdrawals that we might need. And he also gives us those financial guardrails.
He does. He gives us the guardrails that help us with decisions, whether they're big decisions or small decisions. When to buy a home, when to sell a home, when to downsize, when to upgrade. And then he also helps us with changes in our life insurance as we age.
Right. We also have an estate lawyer. And if you don't have wills, you have to have wills.
Yeah, no matter who you are or what your socioeconomic situation is.
You need a will.
You need a will.
Because without a will, the courts take over and it could be a mess. So you want to have wills. You need to pick executors, and we have co-executors, our kids. So 2 of our 6 kids, they know about it ahead of time.
The oldest 2.
The oldest 2.
Yeah.
That's the way, as of the film.
Not sure the younger 4 will listen to them, but they'll have no
choice. As of this film date, the oldest 2, but that could change.
It could change, yeah. Yep.
We have living wills to declare health proxies, living wills,
and
powers of attorney.
Yep.
Yeah, all of that needs to be in order. And we went through all of that with our parents as they got sick and they passed away. And had they not had a lot of this in place, it could have been a disaster.
So that kind of wraps up that financial part of your team. But let's move to the medical squad, because this is very important.
I like how you call it a squad.
Well, they should be a squad.
We have a medical squad, and we take a very proactive approach to our health care. We both have a GP. As a matter of fact, we have the same one.
We do.
Annual physical minimum, flu shots, emergencies in flight, I call it, when you need to go there and get some help. That's really important.
And what was important to us with the GP was that she would work directly hand in hand with our naturopath doctor. And we are big fans of naturopath doctors.
Dr. Dana.
And we have Dr. Dana. And she complements the GP. She goes deeper into more blood work, blood testing. She helps us with our supplements. And she reduces our need for any prescription or lifestyle meds, especially you.
Yeah, she's helped me get off of 2 meds. Which 2?
Blood pressure?
Blood pressure I'm still on.
Sugar?
Thank you.
Diabetes?
I was pre-diabetic
Right.
at one point, and now I'm not. Change in diet, exercise, and some supplements. And I've severely reduced or dramatically reduced the need for cholesterol
Oh,
meds.
cholesterol,
That's what
that's
it
right.
is. Anyway,
That's right.
we have a dermatologist. All have an annual screening.
Right.
As a matter of fact, all of our kids have screenings, and one of them just had a screening, and for the first time in her life had to have something shaved off.
A little scare.
A little scary for her,
Right.
but
It
it
was
came
scary.
back negative. But that's really important to get screened for that.
Yeah. And then I, of course, have a gynecologist, for all of my annual updates and annual screenings.
Dentist, we both have a dentist.
You don't have a gynecologist?
Not yet. Do I need one?
No.
I don't have a proctologist either.
You don't?
No, I don't need one yet. I don't know if I ever will. How do we get there?
Who does your PSA tests?
My GP.
Okay.
So we have a dentist
go.
let's go move up to the other side of the body.
Okay.
Dentist, cleaning, we're on this campaign to replace our old fillings, the old metal ones from
Oh, gosh.
60 years ago. Or if you break a cap or something. But the thing is with the dentist, we have a friend who doesn't go to the dentist, hasn't been in 5 years because he doesn't want to look for trouble, as he said.
Right.
Not a good decision.
No.
I have a specialist, my first specialist, a cardiologist.
Right.
I found out 2 years ago that I had plaque buildup in some of my arteries from poor eating as a child and a young adult. So now I go to see my cardiologist every year and keep track of all of that.
And then finally, on this medical squad, we have a nutritionist that helps us as we age determine what's right for our eating cycle now. I know starting in January, I'm thinking of moving away from all meat. And although I will say my naturopath isn't on board with that, she likes balance. But
You said that a year ago.
I did.
I got so frightened and we didn't do it.
I know. We didn't do it. But
I think we're going to slide into something.
maybe pescatarian?
Maybe meat
We'll have to
once
talk
a
to the-
month.
We'll have to talk to the nutritionist.
Yeah.
But I think at this stage of the game, a nutritionist is a good bet, and it's a good investment for you.
And if you don't want to hire one, there's so much on social
so
media
much.
you can follow. And there's who's the Kristen Cofield.
Yeah, she's great.
great. We'll actually put her link below. She's great to follow on Instagram.
But that is a big and a very important team of a medical squad. Now, our physical and mental wellness teams or coaches, we're pretty proactive here as well. So those were all the doctors, but this is really physical and mental wellness.
Yeah, and you're into your yoga. So down here in Florida, you have 2 yoga studios that you go to.
Yep.
One in Connecticut. So you've got 3 different yoga instructors. How does that work for you? Pretty good?
It does, because there are 3 different styles, right? So I have Hot Flow Power Vinyasa in Connecticut, which has some meditation included.
Okay.
A Bikram class down here, which is hot, Bikram, which is very strict.
Yeah.
And then just a sculpting class down here.
But Jody takes yoga very seriously. She's there 5 days a week.
I do.
I, on the other
good for
hand,
me.
I get up early in the morning and I work out using an app on my phone called Freeletics.
Which is really a coach for you.
It's my coach,
Yeah.
and it tells me every day what I'm going to do. And it's 30 minutes of warm up, bunch of different exercises, and then a cool down and stretching. And that's really the core of my workouts. And then I cycle 2 to 3 days a week. And I don't have a cycling coach, so to speak, but I have a good friend that I call once in a while. I actually talk to him each week, talk about my progress, any new ideas he might have. He's been cycling for 40 years.
And you're kind
And-
of my cycling coach.
Yeah, we went this morning.
We got on the bikes this morning, and I'm like thinking we're going for a nice ride for maybe a cup of coffee. And
No.
as soon as I push the pedal, Mark says, "Get your cadence at 77." I'm like, "Oh my God, we're off and running!"
And we track our progress.
So you're kind of my coach on the cycling. For
We
sure.
track our progress here on Strava, which is
Right.
kind of good. So
It's a cool app.
Yeah. And then we just joined we didn't just join. I think today we're going to go to the YMCA down the street. We really want to join so that we can do their pickleball clinics, which are
Which will be fun. That'll
Monday
be
and
new for
Tuesday.
us.
And the other thing that we both have is our Aura rings, which are phenomenal and really highly
And it's
recommend
really,
this.
honestly, part of our squad, right? I
Yeah,
mean, even though
yeah.
it's not a person, and some of what we're talking about are apps, and some are people, and some are, things we found online. But, we pull them all together to make up this squad, this retirement squad.
So this Aura ring keeps track of our sleep, our readiness score. It's the first thing that we share each morning. How did you sleep? How was your readiness score, and it drives habits. So it drives me to either not drink or drink just a little bit, because if I have meat and a glass of wine, I'm not going to sleep and I'm going to have terrible score. And if I know going into that, I'm okay with that, that's fine. But we do behave in a way that we want to get at least a 90 in both areas.
Yeah. Actually, since we've been in Florida for the past week, my sleep has been 91 or better.
I know. Mine's better too.
I don't know what that is. And then the last app that we use for meditation is Headspace. And we can't emphasize enough the benefits of meditation, not just at this phase of life, but if you're influencing other people, I would influence them as much as you can to meditate. And Headspace is a great one.
So the main folks on our team are each other, co-CEOs, co-chief experience officers. We have our finance and legal team. We have our medical squad, like the mod squad. And then we have our physical and mental coaches, which is some people, some apps, but really good habits and routines.
But then there are other people that help us make our lives better. And one that comes to mind first and foremost for me is our travel agent. You might roll your eyes and say, travel agent, wow, that's kind of a thing of the past. And let me tell you, it's not. When you're organizing trips or organizing family trips or organizing trips with people from multiple locations or looking for group trips, I mean, our travel agent is an integral part of our team.
Spiritual advisors. Right now we're looking for a church. We both grew up in Presbyterian, was it? Yeah, and we were active in our churches, and now we're not. And we're trying to find a church down here in Florida and one up in Connecticut. But I have two people who are very close friends. One is a previous minister of mine, and one's a dear friend who's a minister. And I call them my spiritual advisors. So I talk to them on a regular basis about those kind of issues. And it's important to have that in your life. As we age, we find that people get more interested in spirituality.
Yeah, I'm actually lacking in that area. I've got to make that a focus for 2023.
I could be your spiritual advisor. No?
Great. And then another area is nonprofits that we're closely aligned with. They really, the people there, the mission there, and then the service we're able to provide, really adds to our team in retirement.
Yeah. During our career, we both had wonderful experiences building teams, and these people made our life better during our careers. And we brought that same mentality into retirement.
And at the end of it, getting help and guidance when we need it, how we need it, and as quickly as we want it helps keep us on track.
Now, we hope you liked this video, and if you did, you're going to like this next one. The secret of a successful retirement. Do these 8 things. In there, we go deeper on health and wellness, creating a better partnership with your spouse, right?
Yeah.
We're doing great there. And creating a master plan and vision. So watch this video next.